And it looks like it's live. Let's see how this works. See if I can turn on any comments. Live chat, all messages are visible. Some messages. There you go. I think that's it. Hi, this is me. I'm live again, and I'm going to do another little bit of reading from my book, Going Alone. I enjoyed that last experience so much on Sunday morning. That was so much fun at 6 a.m. It's about 7 p.m. now, and I'm just back home from work and just finished my swim. You can still see the water's reverberating. Actually had the decency to put on a shirt. So, and I thought I'd, Emily, Yumiko's not home from work yet, my wife. I came home, the house is empty. Oh, there's a message. Hold on. Maybe that's from Emily. The house is empty. Hold on. I don't know if I could, wait, hold there. What's Emily? Hold on. So that was my daughter messaging me that she's got Ollie the dog and that she's going to be home soon. So I thought I finished my swim. I worked late tonight. I had a meeting that went long, so I stayed for overwork for an extra hour, but that's a good thing. That means I get to leave work an hour early on Thursday night to get to the desert. So I'm planning to take off a few hours early to try and beat the cold air at night, get out to the desert early. But anyway, so I thought I'd run down here, do this. Just enough light. I've had to bring a pen light though, so I could read. And you know what else? I have to use an old version of the book because I gave away all the books that I had. So so ever since I published, first released Going Alone on December 19th, 2015, and I'll, oh no, not 15, 2017, and I'll always remember that date because that's my brother's birthday. It just happened to be a coincidence. And ever since then, when I order a copy for myself, what a thing to do. I always get it and I put a number next to it. See this is a 4 right there. And then I get number 4. And then I read the whole thing through and see if you can see. It's marked up inside. See all the markups? See all the, the yellow? The yellow means I didn't like that. And then the pen marks on it, see the pen marks over, that means I took care of that. I fixed that, whatever problem that was. So the whole book's full of them. The early ones especially, it took me forever to read through these things. And then I would fix it, and then that would become number 5, and then I would send myself another copy and go through number 5. Well, anyway, I've got a stack of these under the bed because these were every time I finished one, I was like, I couldn't possibly get rid of that. Plus, it's all marked up, right? So I stashed it under the bed. I'm up to number, I think the last number I was on was 23 or 24. And then I gave that away on Saturday, and I wasn't even done with it. I ran into a young man it was interesting. I ran into a young man who was describing his dilemma of what to do with life when he was telling me he had this itch and interest in adventure, and he felt like if he didn't follow that he'd regret it later. And I was like, hold on a second. I grabbed the book and said, take this. Hopefully it'll help him edge him towards a decision he won't later regret. Although that's always a risk. Anyway, let's get on to it. Daughter's coming home. Let me find where I was. On Sunday we left off with the second of the Muse writings. Here, right there, 1 and 2. So I'm gonna read the third one. It's really short. This might be a really quick evening, right? And see, I got this light. It's got lots of power. Wow! Or just a little bit. Wow! Good gosh, it's like blasting me off the face of the earth. Or just a little tiny bit. There we go. I'll try the little tiny bit. Okay, I have to do my warm up. My what did we say? Trevor and I were saying Japanese monk chanting hiragana, right? A, I, U, E, O, Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko, Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. What's after that? Tachi. I can't remember. That's terrible. I can't even remember my hiragana. Okay, so here we go. I'm warmed up. Oh, one last thing. So what I do with these now is that I take them and I cut them up. So if you saw the live that I did last Sunday, afterwards, I mean the whole darn thing, it was about an hour long, the whole darn thing is on YouTube, and then after that I took it home and I downloaded it and I cut it into chunks, and then I upload just the chunk back to YouTube for that chunk, and then in the online version of the book I hyperlink that section. So if you read the section and you're like, what the heck is Kurt trying to say with that? You just click on it, and that pops up the video with me talking about that section, so you can get the whatever the heck I'm thinking about that way. So here we go. Is that right? Oh, that one. No, this is a little longer. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Crossing now from the place where I share life with humanity into the vast void of indifference. At once I find my own voice again. At last the muse returns. Let me try that again. I really should figure out a better way to do this, because it's a mini video. It opens. I should probably open and say what I'm about to read it, talk about it, and then close. Let me try that. All right, I'm going to read the third. No, because I won't remember. I can't say the third paragraph, because then I'll get like 4 pages in. I'm reading the 64th paragraph. No, here, just do it. Because they know, they click on it, they know what they're getting into, right? They click on it, that's what we're talking about. So I just read into it. Here we go. Mommy moo me mo. Crossing now from the place where I share life with humanity into the vast void of indifference, at once I find my voice again. At last, the muse returns. Now, I specifically remember when I wrote this. This was the moment that I arrived at Siberia Ghost Town after a 200-mile ride out to the desert. And when you pull in off of Route 66, coming along that long stretch, it's about a 15-mile stretch from Ludlow out to Route 66. Coming along that stretch, and then it's kind of hard to tell just where the Ghost Town Road is, that dirt road that pulls off. Come right up to it, and I've got it down now. And then you pull off. You have to stand up on the bike, because you have to shift the weight up. And you kind of hit big, 600-pound motorcycle, all loaded up with all the gear and all the water and stuff, and through the dirt, and it's kind of squirrely, and it's kind of scary, the idea of dropping that big old huge bike like that. And get out there, it's about a football field's length out to the ghost town, and then pull the bike to the side, stop it. If there's no trains coming by, when you shut the engine off and the light goes out, if it's a new moon, then it's utterly dark. And that is the moment that this thing that I call the indifference returns. Read it again. Crossing now from the place where I share life with humanity, that would be the Route 66, right, which is my last connection with humanity when I pull off. The dirt road doesn't really count. Even though humanity traverses it, it doesn't feel like it anymore. Crossing now from the place where I share life with humanity into the vast void of indifference, that would be the sea of empty, that great expanse of uncaring and just raw nature that is out there, that just you sense in the desert, unlike any place else. I never felt that in the wilderness in Japan, but in the desert it's immediate. Only if you go alone. Crossing now from the place where I share life with humanity into the vast void of indifference, at once I find my own voice again. At last the muse returns. So if I've ever was affirming that the muse is me, there you go, right? At last my own voice returns. At last the muse returns. So in this part of the book, that section I just read, I'm talking about the 3-week adventure of arriving, of having the muse follow me back to my home here. Here in the civilized world. And I met it at the beginning of the 3 weeks when I returned to the desert that night. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thank you all for joining me for this short video. So what will happen now is I'm going to go ahead and kill the video. And this is what's going to happen. Don't be surprised if you see these sometimes, different locations. I'll make these. This is a good spot because it's kind of quiet. And I like this. I like the lighting. So I'll be making these, and once it's done, don't be surprised. You'll see another one that'll upload that looks just like it. Well, it is the same thing. I'm going to truncate it a little. I'll cut it off just to the point where the writing start, and then go from there. And then that'll get uploaded. But watch out, you don't have to watch the same video twice. All of the book reading videos are going to have a little thumbnail that shows the book, and then you can see the background of Siberia Ghost Town with the one stone wall there, and then it'll say book reading. Avoid that. Those are the truncated bits that serve the purpose of the book online. And with that, I'll say goodbye. Hey, just under 10 minutes. Have a good evening, everybody. Who knows, maybe I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.